Okay, hello folks, back to Korea Day 1. This is going to be our last matchup for today. We'll move on to Day 2 as well. Probably will be uploading Day 1 and Day 2 together, but we'll have the AW versus NES. From the Survivor side, Mech coming out first game is not surprising anymore, considering that Mech is currently back to meta now after there's no Svault debuff anymore. Then we have anti-current forward coming out. There has been a lot of people asking me if forward is not playable anymore. We'll see it from this game from Korea server. But of course, the Ings, like from CN wise, we'll also have to see how CN does. But Japan, for the time being, not so much forward for day 1. But from Korea's side, we'll be seeing our first forward today. We have NES Rihaku going Dream Witch, Ram is anti-Korean, Suman forward, Ado is mechanic, and Onisuke is the acrobat in wherever that is, in factory of course. Overall spawn point isn't too bad, but I guess for mech in general, we'll be deploying down the doll and rotating straight towards Emperor runes, just so there can be two people decoding the ciphers at the same time. Overall, I simply think that like mech's kiting potential definitely mech's kiting potential definitely did increase overall after Flywheel has been implemented, and of course the Vault buff overall. For mech, it's pretty good for her, pretty darn good for her, considering the fact that she does have time to hide her doll, so it wouldn't be too bad here for, you know, mech to hide her doll and then immediately run towards somewhere where it's easy for them to kite. And then going out straight towards here, as we can see as well, Rihaku currently going straight towards mech, leeching on immediately as well, throwing as far away as possible. Well, that's not too far, but it's also not out of mech's range. Now then, seeing that mech is at quite a bad location right now, deploys dash pallet down immediately, but the problem here is this Dream Witch has Patroller, and this Dream Witch also does have Hunt as well. We can also see the mech stall is currently coming back towards her as well. After getting the hit here, should be able to pull the follower towards the mechanic, and also Dream Witch putting herself towards the mech as well. Didn't get the hit right here, but does see the forward nearby, but it's most likely highly unlikely that forward is able to do anything right here. Now still does have the Patroller, but it seems like mech is able to go between these pallets once again. Now putting the mechanic's leech in towards here, as we can see as well. Vault's over. Surprise, but that did give away the leech, sadly. I feel like it probably would have still been more beneficial here if we use Dream Witch's main follower instead of the leech, but it doesn't seem like there is a basement here, so that's not too bad. The biggest problem, I still feel like maybe cherrying middle will be a better idea, considering forward is currently decoding middle right now as well. Now then, it's mech wouldn't be able to struggle free overall still wouldn't be able to struggle free at the end of the day. Sees where the doll is, doll will be pushed out. We currently see 2.5 ciphers, but even if we only see 2.5 ciphers right now, if we're pulling in with a third of a ball, almost a half of a ball, Dream Witch's main follower is coming back already as well, so there should be a guarantee down. I guess it's considering the fact that Dream Witch didn't use any Patroller early game to down the mech. It really did help out the Dream Witch quite a lot, considering there is a mech in this game. Now mech stall is also trying to decode as much as possible as well, but it doesn't seem like that will be happening anytime soon. We also see that the acrobat is nearby as well, so deciding to leech onto the acrobat here immediately, throwing the leech as far away as possible so then they can't pick up and de-leech. We can see here as well, acrobat has been leeched, but still has not picking up the de-leech, the purple mark just yet. Sees where the forward is unable to pull balls anymore. So what will happen here is Patroller will most likely be biting again, but Dream Witch should be able to land a hit here. Will not be able to land a hit here, sadly. Forward should be able to make the rescue. Ooh, that is quite a... Is this Berserker? If this is Max Berserker, I wouldn't be surprised. But a double down here, I think a double down here concludes the match. I genuinely think a double down here concludes the match. Didn't get the hit on mech right there, sadly hit at the air instead. Gets the hit on mech, very nicely done. We can also see that the acrobat is nearby, not the best start. Not a best start, but it's also the fact that the forward is here as well, so it's not too bad. This is the Dream Witch's main follower. Onisuke still does have his leech on him though, but cannot de-leech as well. So here comes the main problem. They're only missing 20% of the cipher. So that simply just means that the Dream Witch can't really camp at all. If the Dream Witch does decide to camp here, then I think it's really game over. So deciding to throw Oniskis leech straight into middle. There's 2 leeches in middle right now. So there is the Acrobat. Problem being, this Dream Witch can still change into abnormal, but if the Dream Witch does change into abnormal, then you can't really go back anymore. So we want to at least guarantee that the 4 will be hit down here. Still hit the air right there, sadly. Probably doesn't want to hit half held on the Acrobat. Just to play it more safe, I guess. But at the end of the day, there's still ball left on the forward side. It doesn't matter. Yeah, you can't really hit. Forward does regenerate quite fast with the stuns as well. Oh, now then, overall 86% left. Cypher is primed. I don't feel like that blink is worth it personally. Put this pallet down here. The Cypher should be able to pop right here. Very nicely done by AW. Very, very, very nicely done by AW. Now, genuinely, what Dream Witch? Oh well, you know what? They pop. That was a miscommunication. That was a miscommunication right here. It is going to be a win. It's not a tie anymore. It's a win. It's not a tie anymore. It's a win. It's genuinely not a tie anymore. It's a win. No one went to pick up purple mark. Not even forward has a purple mark. Forward's dead here. Forward's just gone. Forward is just gone here overall. Well, I mean, you could argue that Anti-Current can come, but nothing much you can do. There's really not much you can do, especially with the fact that Dream Witch has blink. They all have blink. And no matter who you chase here, there's always going to be someone near forward. Forward still has his own leech. There's also Acrobat as well with his own leech right here. So even if Acrobat does decide to go to rescue, there's going to be an immediate blink down. So there's still potential for 4-man here. No one's opening the gates at all. So we can slug Acrobat here, then all is good. Then really all is good. But we can also see the Anti-Currents nearby as well. But here's a problem for Dreamy. Oh wait, no, Dream Witch also does have her main follower. Okay, you know what, that's fine. Oniske and the Anti-Current is here, but it seems like the Acrobat will be going down here. The Acrobat will be going down here. Ah, the misblink. Okay, we're panicking a little bit right here. Gets the hit, very nicely done. Doesn't know where the Anti-Current is though. If Anti-Current held out here, I think it's good if Anti-Current can held out here. But if Acrobat should be able to get slugged. I feel like there's really no need to chair the Acrobat here. But it's also considering the fact that Rihaku hasn't really leached onto the Acrobat. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. It seems like it's going to be a guaranteed 3-man. But for this to be a 4-man elimination, it will be a little bit hard considering the fact that Dungeon is also nearby. So, fellow sugar buns, please do note here as well. Stall out for as long as you can. It's probably best here not to use any flute. Just use this flute as a speed boost, or just vault over in general. Yeah, I'd say use the flute as a speed boost in general will be fine, just so you can reach the dungeon. Dungeon should be open now. Let's congratulate NES for the 3-man elimination. Moving on. Hello, moving on to second half of round 1. We've Mechanic coming out again with Enchantress. And Little Girl, damn, this is interesting, isn't it? Cause like just look at the bans from the Hunter. There's no Seer ban at all. And this doesn't seem like it seems like Korea server doesn't really like to play Seer that often. Maybe it's because it's being banned quite a lot in Korea. But from the Hunter's ban, we do see the Barmaids, Female Dancer, Psychologist, and Prospector. So whoever's scared of Psychologist is either Dream Witch, Bloody Queen. I wouldn't say Geisha is afraid of Psychologist. Dream Witch, Bloody Queen, Clerk could be one of them. And also Sculptor question mark? But you never know. You never know overall. Here as we can see from if there's an Ench coming out, then it's definitely a Chip Hunter from LB side, from AW side. If I'm sorry. If there's an Enchantress coming out, then they definitely know what type of hunter it is. Right, what type of hunter AW mains. So from LB side, it is really up to LB to get a 3-man elimination or a 4-man elimination for them to win or tie for round 1. If they don't, then it's really a YOLO holo. But it seems like we'll be seeing a Hermit coming out. Hermit coming out for game 1 in Arms Factory. We have seen it sometimes. Have we seen it? I think we've seen it in JP sometimes, but this is Korea server now, so it may be a little bit more different. The balance does make more sense now, but the problem with Hermit here is it really depends on whoever you chase here. It's not going to be that easy. Even if you do decide to chase a mech, the mech stall can still body block. Well, I mean, skills share the damage. Sharing is a thing. Sharing is caring according to Hermit. So mech on one of the not prime, but like connected ciphers against Hermit, not that much of a good idea. Here, as we can see as well, NES cover it's very similar to last match. It's very similar to last match right here. But we have level 275, the little girl spawning by Big Rock. Roxy in the middle. Do-hyun is the Enchantress. I think the Enchantress will be the main game changer here for NES's side. Regardless of whoever goes on early, as long as Enchantress gets healed by little girl, and also it takes skill damage share, that's all what Ench needs. That's really all what Ench needs to get like her 3 stun stacks, 4 stun stacks, etc. Just so you know, if mech can kite, at least mech can still decode on ground. And Enchantress harass a little bit. But the problem with Ench harassing is she definitely needs flywheels. So the flywheel needs to be timed perfectly well with the electricity orb in general. But all in all, this really is up to NES Survivor if they want to keep up with their advantage here with a 3-man elimination from their Hunter Rihaku last game. And then all the pressure on LB Hermit. We are going to go into Arms Factory for our second half for this one. Our survivors are Little Girl, Enchantress, Mechanic, and Mercenary. This is NES versus AW. We are still on this loading screen for some odd reason. I don't know why, but we'll be in very, very soon. Please get in faster. Okay, we're in now. NES versus AW. Hermit running from LB's side. We also see like just by looking at the game, just by looking at the spawn points here, right, we know where they all spawn. NES is already running towards the other direction right now. There's also a Hermit nearby in middle. Problem with this is Hermit, the elbow padded away immediately is a little bit surprising. Elbow padding immediately there is really surprising. Playing it very safe. This is a very safe play. Sees where Roxy is, sees where Mechanic is. Mechanic also does have red polarity here, as we can see. The containment will be starting very soon. It seems like Doll has been hitting pretty darn well here as well. And then from mech side, trying to hug as much of these walls as possible. A little bit slow on the hands right there from Hermit side as well, but it does seem like cover is able to contain for a little bit right now. 25 seconds into the game, still hasn't been able to land one hit at all. And of course Survivors is able to change the polarity now in order for Mechanic to contain a little bit better. Then getting mind game here a little bit is able to allow LB to get the hit, but if the mech decides not to walk back, there's definitely a chance for mech to vault that window instead. And then from mech side, it does seem like mech has flywheel, so misses. That's very nice ISAP right there, misses the blue polarity, but immediately landing the hit right here with the blink. Phase 2 has already been opened here as well though, and does have 1 stack, but vaulting over right here just simply means that mech is currently, they were gonna damage right here regardless. We're gonna, hey, that is a small mistap. That is a small mistap. That was a small fault on the skill 2 aim right there. But mech is still going to be going down here, is what we all thought what would happen. Problem here is, right, because everyone decides to change for mech, right here, everyone will be getting a, I feel like LB's panicking. I feel like LB's panicking a little bit right here. LB is really panicking a little bit right here. Really panicking a bit right here. Unless let's say he's very confident with his aim when it comes to orbs in general. But here, as you can see as well, 4 seconds left until the next one. Didn't get the stun right there. Could definitely, no, shouldn't touch the pallet, but immediately going down right here, we can see as well, it is 3 ciphers all done. All 3 ciphers done and 2 ciphers at 40%. That's nice overall, honestly, not too bad. We can also see that Mercenary is definitely on his way in as well. Alongside with the fact that Ench has 3 stacks. Ench having 3 stacks is just godly. But here, as we can see as well, it's Mechanic's first time on chair. And what this means is Mexdoll can decode, Mexdoll can skill damage share, Mexdoll can do quite a lot of stuff. Mercy definitely will be forced to rescue early right here, sadly. Did get found a little bit early, but I guess that's fine. All in all, the way for them to win this now is really for Ench to come in and start harassing. We can also see little girl teleporting towards Ench here as well. Using the skill orb to trying to land a little bit of red polarity on Mech wants to get the extra damage in, but it seems like Mech did manage to stall enough time for Tide to go out. We can see here Ench is healed. We can see that Ench is healed. We can also see that Mexdoll is currently decoding the last cipher right now. There is no, not last cipher. The last two ciphers are currently at 50%. So as long as this Ench can come, that's all that matters. Flywheel's that one, surprisingly. I feel like that flywheel was a little bit unnecessary. Flywheel's that one, should be able to still come in here. But there are good news. Used it a bit too early. Because with that damage there from Ench's side, there's definitely no need for you to use your triple stack. There's definitely no need for you to use your triple stack right here. But here, it's really up to Ench. Ench decides not to go for it anymore. Are we really gonna decide? I think it's a little bit more. I think it's riskier. I genuinely think it's riskier if we decide to not let Ench harass more. But I guess at the end of the day, if Ench gets landed a red polarity and gets hit, Merc will go down. But alongside with his mini tie time as well. Here we can see as well level 275 and also the level 275 and also Mercenary Roxy healing each other right now. Tinnitus has popped, landed a red orb on the doll. That's a bit more surprising than I thought it would be. But I guess I also do understand why. Maybe I do, because the moment that LB hits someone, he can immediately come back towards the doll and hit the doll. Because whenever you touch a cipher, right, whenever you touch a cipher that's been connected by Hermit, it's always going to be red polarity. So I guess it's just a way for, this is just a way for Hermit to land his 2 hits a little bit more early on. But using the map writer to see which ciphers are decoding faster is something I guess all regions can learn from LB's side. Even though the game is not really on his side, it's still not bad overall. Gets the hit right here. Little girl will not be going down. 4 stacks on Ench. We can see how much Ench really just benefits from this overall. Ench is benefiting so much from this. We'll be getting a hit right here, and that's 5 stacks for Ench, I guess. I just deem it very unnecessary for Hermit to keep using red orb on that doll though. I don't know why. I don't know what the reason for that is, but like as long as you have an orb, if you don't get hit, it'll just stay on you. It's not like it's like a prospector's magnet where it only lasts 18 seconds when it's on you. Orb will last forever. So yeah, magnets are temporary, but orbs are forever. Lol. Then vaulting through the window right here. Mercenary doesn't really matter at the end of the day for Mercy if he goes down fast here or not, because little girl is currently healing the Ench. You can see as well, little girl healing the Ench healing the little girl. They definitely both have to double heal regardless of what happens right here. Is this winnable for Hermit? Yes, but is it? You know what? I think it's winnable for Hermit. Never mind. The other 2 survivors are pretty darn far away. Could it be that this can be a 4-man elimination? But as long as LB gets a 3-man elimination, I think that like he does his job right there. But it simply depends on how he thinks here as well. Because if it was hunters in general, I think going for a 3-man, just securing that 3-man would be much more of a safer approach. It's also considering the fact that you need to, Ench will be landing a triple stun right here. Yeah, Ench will have to land a triple stun. And that was only a 1 stun? That was not necessary. A triple stun there wouldn't be too bad. That was a misplay there from Ench's side. Because even if you do land the triple stun while they're getting the blink down there immediately, very nicely done. Hermit definitely will be going back towards the Mercy right now. I think that was a big mistake, not doing the triple stun. It's better to do a full stack. It's really better to do a full stack right there. Like you have 5 stacks of Ape Curses. You use 3, you're gonna get hit anyways, and then you'll have 3 more. So like this will at least guarantee the fact that you can go in and rescue somehow. But Merc going down here is YOLO. It's really YOLO. It's really YOLO by this point. We can also see that I think the survivors messed up here quite a bit, I won't lie, but the last cipher is almost done. The cipher is prime. There's still a chance for this to be a 3-man escape. Well, 3-man elimination and 1 escape from NES's side, but it's also depending on how AW plays for this one. Another one really fast right there, getting hit over there immediately. It does seem like Do-hyun is able to damage share that one, thankfully. But if they really want to change this one around, needs to land a red one on the little girl. Landing the red one on the little girl is a little bit hard right here. Landed the red one on the little girl. Never mind. Do-hyun needs to change to blue right here. Does Do-hyun not deciding to change to blue anymore? Do-hyun, we need to be very careful here of how we play. Do-hyun has to change to blue. Do-hyun did not change to blue, and it seems like the Ench will be going down here. Ench definitely could have changed to blue right here, but it seems like they want the little girl to contain a little bit longer. I don't see the point of that. I genuinely don't see the point of that, but it does seem like that cipher has been popped. Wow. Okay, they know where the last cipher is. That's not bad, but we also do know where Ench is. Ench will be decoding that cipher a little, well, the opening that exit will be a little bit slower. Usually it would be 18 seconds. Now it probably will be like 25-30 seconds overall. Then doesn't know where Do-hyun is just yet, because Do-hyun has currently rotated away from the gate right here. As we can see, there has been no Tinnitus nearby as well, but Do-hyun still does have 5 stacks right here. So if the Ench is able to, if the Ench here, if the Ench here is able to, if the Ench here is, well, I mean, if the Ench here is able to wait out the tension, that's going to be great. But whether he waits it out or not, it really depends on how LB plays. Because what LB wants to do here, if he wants to get a 4-man elimination, is to like save 2 charges of electricity orb to land the blue one on Enchantress. But also with the fact that Ench has flywheel, so it's going to be a little bit harder. Ench can definitely close the distance between herself and Hermit, and then max stun and then aim for dungeon as fast as possible. But also it's genuinely with the fact that this is going to be a little bit harder in general for this to work. Do-hyun is right now currently very far away from this dungeon though. Do-hyun is currently slowly closing in. Closing in will be a little bit harder considering that there are 2 orbs right here to use for LB side. Now then, Crows has been popped out. Crows popping out is just more beneficial for LB in general. LB needing to get the 4-man elimination right here. A very huge turn events because of the survivor's mistake right there. Very nicely done with the capitalization. But also there's 3 stacks here, so you might as well blink it down. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. Now then, we'll move on to round two. Let's congratulate AW for winning. This 5-man elimination right here. GG's.